In this video, we're going to start talking about triangles, and triangles are one of the big geometry topics that they test on the SAT, so you really need to know triangles inside and out. And in this video, we're just going to talk about the basics. First things first, the one big key is you've got any triangle, doesn't matter what it is, the number of degrees inside the triangle in terms of these three angles is 180 degrees. You got to remember that because that's something that you're going to have to use numerous times on the SAT in order to find missing angles and find other information. Now about some definitions. Let's say you've got a triangle with three unequal sides. This is called a scalene triangle. I doubt you will see that on the SAT, this word, but just so you know. So that's three unequal sides. If you've got two equal sides, and therefore two equal angles right here, this is called an isosceles triangle. If you've got three equal sides, doesn't look it, but it should be, three equal sides, three equal angles, this is called equilateral. And the big thing to remember with equilateral triangles is you don't know the side lengths unless they tell you, but you do know that the degree measures of all of these angles are 60 degrees. So that might come up in certain problems where they tell you it's equilateral. They won't tell you the sides, but they'll tell you, but you'll know that each of these degree measures is 60, and that might, come into handy for you. A right triangle, draw that a little more straight, is a triangle, as you might expect, that contains a right angle. Now, obviously, a triangle can only have one right angle, because if it had two, you'd have 180 degrees taken up by two angles. So you can only have one right angle in this picture for a triangle. Now, the sides that are kind of forming the right angle are called the legs. So this is a leg and this is a leg. The side across from the right angle, in fact the longest side of the triangle, is the hypotenuse. Now the big formula to remember for this, and this is at the beginning of the math sections in the little formula table you're given, is the Pythagorean theorem. And you could use this to find out the measure of a side. This only works with right angles, but you can use it to find the measure of a missing side when you've got the other two. And this formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. C, in this case, this is your hypotenuse. And these are your legs in any order. It doesn't really matter because this is, you can do b squared plus a squared. It's the same thing. So the thing that matters here is your hypotenuse, your long side, is your c squared, and your legs are your a squared and your b squared. So if you've got, say, this is 3 and this is 4, you can find the c by using the Pythagorean theorem, for instance. I think that's all I really want to say for now about the basics of triangles, at least for the SAT. I guess one other thing I could mention is, let's say you've got a triangle. That is not a good line. And let's say you draw a line, you extend this side this way. This forms an angle here, which is called an external angle. And you know that, by the rules of the angles that we talked about in the last video, that this angle plus this angle have got to equal 180. Okay, so if they're given this, you can find out information about this angle, which means that you can often use this angle to find other information, say this angle about the triangle, or whatever. So that's all I want to say about triangle basics. In the next few videos, I'm going to go into more detail on triangles and the kind of things you might see on the SAT.